Hello, it's me Hannah. I brought the book of, and this the last day is the message of Hebrews. This is the Bible study guide of the quarterly of 2022. It has 13 lessons. I already read the until 11. Today is the lesson 12. So is belong to March 12 through 18, but I already read almost done. Next lesson is 13. Today is the 12. Yeah, I'm out here with the nature, the trees. There are no green clothes leaves here because of the winter season, but already spring is here. The sun is shining. I need I feel enjoy. I'm happy to read on outside. Yeah, they receiving an lesson 12, receiving an unshakable kingdom. Read for this week's study Hebrews 12, 18 through 29, Exodus 32, Daniel 7, 9, 10, 13 through 22, Haggai 2, 6 through 9, 20 through 22, Psalm 15:5, Psalm 16:8, Hebrews 13, 15, 16. The memory text, therefore, since we are receiving a kingdom which cannot be shaken, let us have grace by which we may serve God acceptably with reverence and godly fear. Hebrews 12:28. Hebrews 12:18 through 29. The passage for this week is the climax of the letter, and it sums up its main concern by repeating the idea with which it started. God has spoken to us in the person of His Son, and we need to pay careful attention. Hebrew 1 and 2, Hebrew 12:25. To Him, the description of Jesus in Hebrews 12:22 through 24 epitomizes the letter's assertions about Him. Jesus is the mediator of the new covenant, and His blood provides salvation for believers. His priestly and royal ministry in our behalf is a cause for celebration for the heavenly hosts. And finally, Hebrews 12:25 through 29 contains the last and climatic exhortation. God's judgment is coming. It will bring destruction to His enemies, but vindication and kingdom to His people. Hebrews 12:28-29. The ending reaffirms the importance of Jesus' achievements at the cross and directs believers to the consummation of Jesus' victory at the second coming. Paul used imagery from Daniel 7 to remind the readers that Jesus has received the kingdom from God, the judge, Daniel 7, 9 through 14. And is going to share His kingdom with believers, the saints of the Most High, who will possess it forever and ever. Daniel 7:18. Yes, Sunday, you have come to Mount Zion. Read Hebrews 12:22 through 24. What does Paul describe here? Hebrews affirms that we have come to Mount Zion and participate in a great celebration. But you have come to Mount Zion and to the city of the living God, the heavenly Jerusalem, and to innumerable angels in faster gathering. Hebrews 12:22. We have come through faith in the faster gathering. Hebrews 12:22. We have come through faith in the person of our representative Jesus. In this celebration, we find an innumerable host of angels, God Himself, and Jesus, who is the center of the celebration. We come as part of the assembly of the firstborn who are enrolled in heaven. Hebrews 12:23. Our names are enrolled in the books of heaven, where God's professed people are listed. Exodus 32:32, Psalm 56:8, Daniel 12:1, Malachi 3:16, Luke 10:20, Revelation 13:8, Revelation 17:8. We are the firstborn because we share the inheritance of the firstborn par excellence, Jesus. Hebrews 1:6. Thus we have come not as guests, but as citizens. Compare with Philippians 3:20. We also are described as the spirits of the righteous made perfect. Hebrews 12:23. I wonder, I'm just this camera just come where or not, because of windy, the voice also good or not, but I will go this way. Without glass, I can read, because outside my eyes are still good, I think so. Thank you for that. And just to make this side, then will be more the well balanced, one. I forgot it. We are the firstborn because we share the inheritance of the firstborn par excellence, Jesus. Thus we have come not as guests but as citizens. We also are described as the spirits of the righteous made perfect. This expression is a figure of speech in which dimension of our human nature stands for the whole. It is an analogous to the expression the Father of Spirit in Hebrews 12:9, which refers to God as the Father of us all, human beings who are spiritual in nature. The Festal gathering celebrates the inauguration of Jesus' kingly rule, priestly ministry, and the inauguration of the new covenant. In Hebrews, Mount Zion is the place where all these events take place. 3 of the Psalms in Hebrews 1:5-14 describes the enthronement of the Son and have Mount Zion as the place where it occurred. Psalm 2:6-7, Psalm 110:1-2, Psalm 102:21-27. Mount Zion also is the place where the Son was appointed priest forever. Hebrews 5:6. A quotation of Psalm 110:4. According to Psalm 110, the appointment of the Son as a high priest occurs at Mount Zion as well. Psalm 110:2. Finally, Hebrews argues that the inauguration of Jesus' priesthood also marks the inauguration of the new covenant. Hebrews 7:11-22. Thus, Mount Zion also is the place where the new covenant was ratified. Hebrews 12:22-24 describes then the festal gathering that occurred in heaven when Jesus ascended. In what practical ways can we celebrate the reality of Jesus, His priestly ministry, and the new covenant in our lives and in our worship? Why is rejoicing in this great truth faith affirming? There are the smells, honey smell and the burnt bread smells too. Monday. You have come to God, the judge of all. Read Hebrews 12:23. If this is a celebration, why is God described as a judge? How can a judge be part of or a reason for a celebration? Read also Daniel 7:9, 10, 13 through 22. The celebration described in Hebrews 12:22 through 24 alludes to a future judgment. God, the judge, precise and books are used, and the result of this future judgment from the books is that God's people receive the kingdom. Hebrews 12:28. This scene evokes the great pre-Advent judgment described in Daniel 7, which portrays a judgment scene in which God, the Ancient of Days, Daniel 7:9, sits on a throne made of fire and is surrounded with 10,000 times 10,000 Daniel 7:10 angels. Books are opened Daniel 7:10, and the judgment is decided in favor of the saints of the Most High, who then possessed the kingdom. Daniel 7:22. Similarly, Hebrews 12:22 through 29 describes a judgment scene at Mount Zion, the heavenly Jerusalem, where God, the judge of all, is surrounded with thousands upon thousands of angels. The scene also is a fiery one. Hebrews 12:29. It includes books because the saints are enrolled in them. Hebrews 12:23, which implies a favorable judgment for the saints. Jesus is at the center of the scene. Hebrews 12:24. He was described as the Son of Man in Hebrews 2, who was crowned with glory and honor after having tasted death in our behalf. Hebrews 2:9. According to Hebrews 2:10, the Son of Man, see Hebrews 2:6, suffered in order that he could bring many sons to glory. That is in order that believers would be able to be crowned with glory and honor as well. Yeah, there are blue jay. Yeah, this is not just, correct sound. It's, yeah, there are. Yeah, you are here. Wow. He show me. Yeah. Hi, blue jay, JJ. You're still so busy. Busy. Yeah, I know you are crack sound voice. yeah. Where is your mate? Your mate. Where is your mate? Hi. Where is your mate? Yeah, I need to show you, but I have to finish to reading this. Yeah. Where I don't know. This scene. Yeah, the celebration. You have come to God, the judge of all. Read Hebrews 12:23. If this is a celebration, why is God described as a judge? How can a judge be part of or a reason for a celebration? Read also Daniel 7:9, 10, 13 through 22. I wonder. I forgot that. Yeah, the celebration described in Hebrews 12:22 through 24 alludes to a future judgment. God, the judge, precise the books are used, and the result of this future judgment from the books is that of people receive the kingdom. Hebrews 12:28. So Sandy. This scene evokes the great pre-Advent judgment described in Daniel 7, which portrays a judgment scene in which God, the Ancient of Days, Daniel 7:9, sits on a throne made of fire and is surrounded with 10,000 times 10,000, Daniel 7:10 angels' books are opened, Daniel 7:10, and the judgment is decided in favor of the saints of the Most High, who then possess the kingdom. Daniel 7:22. Similarly, Hebrews 12:22 through 29 describes a judgment scene at Mount Zion, the heavenly Jerusalem, where God, the judge of all, is surrounded with thousands upon thousands of angels. The scene also is a fiery one. Hebrews 12:29. It includes books because the saints are enrolled in them. Hebrews 12:23, which implies a favorable judgment for the saints. Jesus is at the center of the scene. Hebrews 12:24. He was described as the Son of Man in Hebrews 2, who was crowned with glory and honor after having tasted death in our behalf. Hebrews 2:9. According to Hebrews 2:10, the Son of Man, Hebrews 2:6, suffered in order that he could bring many sons to glory. That is, in order that believers would be able to be crowned with glory and honor as well. The Son has now brought believers into Zion, the heavenly Jerusalem, through the benefits of the new covenant. Hebrews 12:22 through 24, where they are promised to receive a kingdom. Hebrews 12:28. This judgment is then really good news for believers because it is a judgment that rules in their favor. It vindicates them. It is a judgment that defeats their adversary, the dragon, who is behind the terrible beasts that have persecuted believers in the past. Daniel 7, and will do so in the future. Revelation 13. It's a sandy wind. So I feel the sand on the paper. Yeah. The Revelation 13. And will do so in the future. Revelation 13. How does what we studied today help us understand that God's judgment in the three angels' message is good news for this time? Revelation 14:6 and 7. Deuteronomy 30-36, 1 Chronicles 16:33 through 35. The Tuesday, shake the heavens and the earth. After describing the faster gathering occurring in heaven, Paul warns the readers that they need to pay attention to God's voice because God will shake yet once more, not only the earth but also the heavens. Hebrews 12:26. Paul is saying that although Jesus has been enthroned in heaven, our salvation has not been consummated. We need to pay attention because an important event is still to happen. Compare Haggai 2:6 through 9, 20 through 22, Psalm 96:9, 10, Psalm 99:1, and Hebrews 12:26-27. What is the purpose of God shaking the heavens and the earth? What does this mean? In the Old Testament, the shaking of the earth was a common figure for the presence of God, who shows up to deliver his people. When Deborah and Barak fought against Sisera, God fought from heaven on their behalf. Judges 5:20. This is described as a powerful earthquake, a shaking of the earth and mountains because of the presence of God. Judges 5:4-5. We find this same image appearing throughout the Old Testament when God arises to deliver the oppressed. Psalm 68:7 and 8, Psalm 62:77, 17, 18. Thus, a shaking signaled God's judgment as he asserts his authority over the people of the earth. the prophets predicted this would happen in the day of the Lord. Isaiah 13:13, Isaiah 24:18 through 23. Yeah, the blue jay just flying in front of me. For Hebrews, the shaking of heaven and earth refers to the destruction of the enemies of God. This is what God promised at the enthronement of Jesus. God said to him, "Sit at my right hand until I make your enemies a footstool for your feet." Hebrews 1:13. Thus Jesus has defeated the enemy. Hebrews 2:14 through 16, and being enthroned. Hebrews 1:5 through 14. But the enemies have not yet been destroyed. Hebrews 10:11 through 14, 1 Corinthians 15:23 through 25. But God will destroy these enemies in the future when He will shake the heavens and the earth. The shaking of the heavens and the earth means then the destruction of the earthly powers that persecute God's people, and more important, the destruction of the evil powers, Satan and his angels, who stand behind the earthly powers and control them. Why is the promise that one day justice will be done and the evil that has been so prevalent in our world will one day be destroyed such a hopeful promise for us all, especially those who have suffered directly at the hands of evil? So, unshakable kingdom, God has announced that He will shake the heavens and the earth, which means that He will destroy enemy nations. There are some things, however, that will not be shaken, that will not be destroyed. Compare Psalm 15:5, Psalm 16:8, Psalm 21:7, Psalm 62:2, Psalm 112:6, and Hebrews 12:27. What are the things that will not be shaken? Many modern translations of Hebrews 12:27 suggest that the shaking of the heavens and the earth means that they will be removed and forever gone. The Bible is clear, however, that God will create new heavens and a new earth. Isaiah 65:17, Revelation 21:1 through 4, and we will be resurrected and have new bodies. 30분 남았어요. First Thessalonians 4:13 through 7, Philippians 20분밖에 안 남았어. Philippians 3:20, on this earth, thus the shaking implies the cleansing and the renovation of creation, not its complete removal. What is here will be recreated, and it will be where the redeemed live. There are some things, however, that will not and cannot be shaken. They include the righteous. They will not be shaken because they trust in God. The Creator sustains them and guarantee their survival. Note, where is note? Note that in Hebrews, permanence and stability are associated with Jesus. Hebrews 1:10 to 12 says about Jesus, you, Lord, laid the foundation of the earth in the beginning, and the heavens are the work of your hands. They will perish, but you remain. They will all wear out like a garment, like a robe. You will roll them up like a garment. They will be changed, but you are the same, and your years. 15분 남았다니까. Your government, your years will, you will, like a robe, you will roll them up like a garment. They will be changed, but you are the same, and your years will have no end. Hebrews also says that Jesus' priesthood remains forever. Hebrews 7:3-24, as does the inheritance of the redeemed. Hebrews 10:34. In the final judgment, those who hold fast in Jesus will not be shaken. Psalms 46:5. Hebrews 12:28 also says that we will receive a kingdom that cannot be shaken. This is a reference to Daniel 7:18, which says that the saints will possess the kingdom forever. This is the kingdom that shall never be destroyed, mentioned in Daniel 2:24. This kingdom belongs to the Son, but he will share it with us. Revelation 24 says that we will judge with him the evil powers that persecuted us. See also 1 Corinthians 6:3. How well do you do now in terms of being shaken? If not so well, what choices can you make in order to get help in this important area? Ephesians 4:14. Yeah, let us be grateful. Thursday, Hebrews concludes this section by pointing out that the appropriate response to God for all the wonderful things he has done for us is to show gratitude by offering him an appropriate type of worship. Compare Hebrews 12:28 and Hebrews 13:15-16. How do we offer God acceptable worship? In the old covenant system, the sacrifice of animals was the way people showed repentance and gratitude. But this sacrifice was to be but a token of the gratitude and repentance in the heart of the worshippers. Thus, God made clear in Psalms and through the prophets that what really pleased him was not the blood of animals, but the gratitude, good deeds, and the righteousness of the worshippers. Psalm 57-23, Isaiah 1:11-17. Thus, Paul invites us to worship God in the heavenly sanctuary by offering sacrifice of praise, confession, thanksgiving, and good works, which is the true worship that delights him. We offer this sacrifice on earth, but they are accepted as pleasing to God in heaven. This exhortation embraces all the course that Paul has made throughout the letter for the confession of Jesus' name. Hebrews 3:1, Hebrews 4:14, Hebrews 10:23. Yeah, and his exhortations that we continue to do good works. Hebrews 6:10-12, Hebrews 13:1-16. The invitation of Paul to the audience to offer to God acceptable worship. Hebrews 12:28 implies that believers are truly now a priestly nation that has been perfected and sanctified through the sacrifice of Jesus. Hebrews 10:10-14, 19-23. This fulfills God's original purpose for Israel, that it would be a priestly nation through which he would be able to announce the good news of salvation to the world. Exodus 19, 4-6, 1 Peter 2:9 and 10, Revelation 1:6, 5:10. Hebrews 13:1-6 describes in practical terms what it means to do good and share what we have. It means to show brotherly love, just as Jesus showed brotherly love to us. Hebrews 2:11-12. It means to be hospitable to visit those who are in prison or have been mistreated. Hebrews 13:3. And to reject adultery and covetousness. Why is it important to consider good works and sharing what we have as part of our worship to God? At the same time, what are the very real ways that our spiritual sacrifice to God may be corrupted? Isaiah 1:11-17. Friday, further thought. During the 1,000 years between the first and the second resurrection, the judgment of the wicked takes place. The Apostle Paul points to this judgment as an event that follows the second advent. Judge nothing before the time until the Lord come, who both will bring to light the hidden things of darkness and will make manifest the counsels of the hearts. 1 Corinthians 4:5. Daniel declares that when the Ancient of Days came, judgment was given to the saints of the Most High. Daniel 7:22. At this time, the righteous reign as kings and priests unto God. John in the Revelation says, I saw throne, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. They shall be priests of God and of Christ, and shall reign with him 1,000 years. Revelation 24:6. It is at this time that, as foretold by 4, the saints shall judge the world. 1 Corinthians 6:2. In union with Christ, they judge the wicked, comparing their acts with the statute book, the Bible, and deciding every case according to the deeds done in the body. Then the position which the wicked must suffer is meted out according to their works, and it is recorded against their names in the book of death. Satan also and the evil angels are judged by Christ and his people, says Paul. Know ye not that we shall judge angels? Verse 3. And judge declares that the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, he has reserved in everlasting chains under darkness unto the judgment of the great day. Judges 6. Ellen G. White, The Great Controversy, pages 66, 60, 660 and 61. Discussion questions 3. What does the participation of the saints in the judgment of the wicked? 1 Corinthians 6:3, Judah 6 say about God and how transparent He will be with us in showing us His goodness and fairness in how He has dealt with His sin and evil. 2. Read Exodus 32:32, Psalm 56:8, 69:28. 5분. 10, 20. 다 읽었어. Revelation 13:8 and Revelation 17:8. These are reference to God's books in heaven. What kinds of things are registered in these books? Why is it important that God maintains a record of our tears? Psalm 56:8, for example, if God knows everything, what is the purpose of such books or records? 3. Why do you think it is important that Hebrews ends the argument of the epistle with a link to the promises of Daniel 7? Why are these links important in the context of Jesus' ministry in heaven? What does Daniel 7 teach us about the end of all earthly and fallen things? Yeah, there are inside the story here. Perfect Health by Andrew McKinney. The Noe was a wealthy woman who oversaw more than 100 workers at a family-owned coffee plantation in Laos. But then she fell ill with a mystery disease in her village. Her physician couldn't identify the illness. Noe went to many medical doctors across southern Laos, but no one could help. Her health grew worse and worse until next time I will. It's so blue and there are many sandy powder. Have a great day.